Welcome to Cooking with Chef Twan, and today we're going to be making some delicious, super crispy, golden fried chicken. Now, as usual, click on the description box down below for a list of all the ingredients and measurements. We're going to take a tablespoon of each spice and just mix it all together to make a nice, beautiful spice rub. Now, for today's batch of fried chicken, I'm going to be using thighs and drumsticks, which for me, personally, I love that the best for frying chicken. Now just put everything into a heavy duty Ziploc bag and add in your favorite hot sauce. I love mine from the state of Louisiana. And also we're gonna take all of our seasoned mixture and put it into the bag same time and give it a nice go. You know, in hindsight, I'm thinking in the future, I'm gonna be adding the spices to the hot sauce before I add it into the bag. That way I think it's gonna make this step a lot easier. Now, once the chicken is done marinating, I like to take it and put it onto a sheet tray and let it come up to room temperature before we start battering and frying. But look at how beautiful and marinated this looks. You got the hot sauce and all the herbs and spices just poking through. Now we have a standard breading procedure set up here. I have regular flour on the left, and in the middle, I'm putting some eggs, some club soda. Now you can also use milk or buttermilk, whatever you want. I like to add a little bit of hot sauce as well for a little bit of added flavor. And for a little bit of kick, I'm gonna add some habanero powder to the seasoned flour. Now I'm also gonna put down below what is in the seasoned flour, all the measurements and all the ingredients. Now the first step is to put the chicken into dry plain flour. Make sure that you don't see any wet spots. And once that's done, put it into the wet batter. Now you don't wanna see any dry spots. Always make sure that through each and every step that your chicken is completely dredged. And once you're done with the wet batter, just go ahead and toss it into the seasoned flour. Now make sure that all the chicken is completely coated, that you don't see any wet spots. And also grab the flour and press it into the chicken. Make sure that it stays and coats. Now once you're done, you want to go ahead and shake off all the excess flour. You don't want too much flour on your chicken because it's going to make for an extra thick crust to the point where it's not pleasant to eat. Now when you're done with those two drumsticks, just set them aside onto a wire rack above a sheet tray, and then just go ahead and finish off and dredge all the remaining pieces of chicken just like before. Make sure that every single piece is completely covered and coated and the breading is nice and even, and always make sure to shake off all the excess flour. You don't want too much crust on this chicken. And this is a perfect time to preheat your oil up to 330, 340. I'm using peanut oil today. I think that adds a lot of great flavor to this chicken. Now, because most of us don't have industrial fryers at home, it's great to fry at this temperature because then it lets us cook the entire chicken all the way through in the oil instead of having to take it out and finishing it off in the oven. Now, it's very important to fry your chicken in batches. You don't want to put all your chicken all at once and crowd your pot. Because if you do that, you're going to drop your oil temperature and you're no longer going to be cooking. It's just going to be sitting there and just soaking up grease. And you know what's really cool? The sound of chicken deep frying in slow motion. Now here's a tip for perfectly fried chicken. Once it goes into the oil, do not touch it for at least 3 to 4 minutes. Let the crust set up. As you can see, nice and beautiful golden brown already. So after about 12 minutes, you should be at an internal temperature of about 160. That's a great time to pull it because the carryover cooking is going to increase this temperature up to that perfect 165 sweet spot. So that way you're left with beautifully fried chicken and an incredibly juicy, moist, tender bird. Now it's extremely important to let your oil come back up to temperature before you drop in the next batch because like I said before, frying chicken in cold oil just does not work. And just go ahead and repeat the steps for the remaining pieces of chicken until they are all fried to a nice, perfectly crispy golden brown. You have to admit, this is some gorgeous looking chicken. All right, once it's done, it's time to plate. I'm gonna grab a really nice big bowl, add in 2 slices of bread at the bottom, and I like to start with the thighs as the base. That way it gives us a nice solid foundation to stack all the rest of the pieces of the fried chicken on top. And look at what we have here. We have a gorgeous plate of super crispy, delicious golden fried chicken. You can see the craggly exterior, that perfect crust setup. You can see the herbs and spices just poking through. The aromas coming off this is amazing. I can't wait to dig in. All right, guys, so we're doing things a little bit differently today. We're gonna be eating inside, only because the weather's not cooperating too much. And also, I wanted you guys to hear the crunch of this chicken. Look at this beautiful bird. Look, you can hear this. All right, let's take a bite. Oh. That's pretty epic. Mmm. Oh yeah. Doesn't this make you want to go and make some fried chicken? You definitely should. Listen. Oh yeah. Mmm. I know I say a lot of different foods is my favorite, but hey man, you can have more than one favorite. And fried chicken, good fried chicken, is absolutely, you can't argue that. But it's hard to beat a really good fried chicken. Especially one with crunch like that. Mmm. So make this recipe, follow along, add any seasonings that you want, more spicy, less spicy, but definitely need to go and try this. Then this could be yours too. Go ahead and smash that like button and subscribe. Leave me comments down below. And as always, guys, be safe out there. Peace.